Hello, good evening and welcome to the Africa Discourse channel. My name is Richard Joseph and I'm here with
Essuamaah Afran-Okese.
Together we are the Ghana Fintech Awards 2024, a place where leading innovators across one industry meet in one country to celebrate growth, improvement and tremendous success across the industry.
And we are very excited to interview these people and companies that are driving innovation in the fintech industry.
Yes, like I said, this is the only place where you get to meet all the innovators who are shaping a particular industry in a country. And it's the Ghana Fintech Awards. Kudos to the organizers, the Ghana Fintech and Payment Association, for putting this together with your sponsors. Again, you're watching Africa Discourse channel. Yara and myself, over the next couple of hours, would be talking to leading entrepreneurs, helping us Africans, myself and the general public, I guess, understand the fintech ecosystem in Ghana, what's making the move, what's the trend, and trying to really understand how the Ghanaian fintech ecosystem is contributing to growth across the continent.
Richard, how has the evening been so far?
The evening has been super amazing, I can say for certain. I mean, it started off being, but now we are very much excited, and I can tell you for a fact I'm very much settled and can't wait to interview or speak to these entrepreneurs and learn about the Ghanaian tech ecosystem.
Stay tuned as we bring our first guest onto the show.
All right, let's get this done.
Thank you very much for staying with us. I have our first guest. I'll let him introduce himself. Welcome, sir. This is African Discourse channel.
Thank you so much for having me. My name is Tunji Odumuboni. I'm co-founder and Chief Product and Technology Officer at Bazara. Bazara is an AI-first product company. We partner with banks, with fintechs, with financial service providers. Bazara is passionate about building tech for Africa. We are passionate about enabling businesses out of Africa to, innovate, and therefore we build banking infrastructure. We have a core banking product, which is cloud native, hybrid cloud, multi-cloud solution. This solution is already being used by a full-fledged commercial bank in Africa and also scaling across the region. In Nigeria, for instance, we have a full-fledged commercial bank that is using our product. We have many other clients in the pipeline, either at different stages of implementation and engagement. And we have other products as well. So we are really delighted about what is possible. We are delighted about the change and the impact that we can make in this space. Africa is full of talented people that are creating impactful solutions in financial services and fintech, but they also need enabling infrastructure, and that's where we play.
Wow. Let me remind you that Bazara is a major sponsor for Ghana, the Ghana Fintech Awards 2024. Anyway, before we move on to what you do and all of that, I would like to know what nominations your company has gotten this evening.
So we are sponsoring the category of the Banking Innovation Award, the retail category. And I think this is really at the heart of what we are known for. Bazara, we power innovation. And in banking space, for instance, we know there's a lot of, for instance, we look at Africa, a lot of people are still excluded from a financial services perspective. And there's still a lot of opportunities when it comes to innovation and how technology can solve African problems in financial services. And that's why we are proud to be sponsoring that category of award. It's so interesting to see the vibrant audience at this event, and the ecosystem in Ghana is so interesting.
Okay, so thank you very much. How do you see fintech shaping Ghana's financial industry? How do you see the fintech industry shaping our financial industry in Ghana?
I think if you look at the landscape over the last few years, there's been a lot of interesting development. We've seen new fintechs emerge. I think we're going to see more of that. I think the banks themselves are also embracing technology even more and more. And fintech, it's not just about the new entrant; it's also about the incumbents that are doing more with tech to drive financial services. So what I do believe we will see is a more vibrant ecosystem that is more inclusive. The regulatory environment in Ghana is also an exciting one to watch. I think just recently there was an announcement that the Bank of Ghana had a partnership. I think it was with the 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 regulator, the central bank in Rwanda, I believe. And that creates this rail where fintech passporting, so innovation can move between Ghana to the rest of the world and to that part of the world in particular. So you are finding that the regulatory environment is enabling as well, which I used to be an executive director in MTech, for instance. And MTech is the regulatory sandbox for provider for Bank of Ghana. And I know that Bank of Ghana has been very deliberate in terms of enabling innovation and allowing people, different innovators to experiment. So that spirit of experimentation, I believe, will open up a lot more possibilities in the coming years.
Like, I'm very interested in the conversations, even though like I'm not in the financial institutions. I don't really know what is going on, but it looks like a very good do I say project?
Yes.
It looks like a very good thing going on.
Absolutely.
I like what you are doing.
Yeah. I mean, if you look at, they say money makes the world go round, Abby.
Yes.
So financial services is at the heart of that, right? Banks are the art of making money go around in terms of payment, making money available in terms of loans, enabling cross-border trade. So financial services is at the heart of any economic development. Right. So if that is not developed, right, there's only so much. If you look at the developed countries of the world, it's not a coincidence that they also have very developed financial systems. So we're just gisting, Abby.
Let's go. Let's go on.
It's definitely a sector that is enabling for every other sector and powers every other sector. So being able to look at where we are as Africa from a financial services perspective and seeing what is possible with technology, I think is interesting. And that's where a lot of partnership has to happen between the providers of the services, the providers of the tech that the providers of the services leverage on.
So when it comes to Ghana, how are they embracing like this like the invention of technology into our finances? Because when I think of my mother at home, sometimes she's very skeptic about putting her money into some of these digital platforms that has come for financial institutions. So how are they embracing it? What is the atmosphere like for like the ordinary Ghanaians?
Look, I think Ghana, like a number of African countries, are very receptive to change. And I think that is being driven by the nature of the demography. You have a lot of young Ghanaians that are open to crypto, for example, open to, taking a bet, right? And, doing what will be considered a bit risky. Like you're talking about digital platforms. These platforms can be susceptible to fraud, to cybersecurity. I mean, the program going in there is still something around cybersecurity. So there is a lot of enablement that we have from the kind of population that we have in Africa and Ghana, where you have younger people that are open to trying out some of these things. And the other hand is the regulatory environment is also enabling, I think. And you have a thriving ecosystem. So there's a lot possible. When you look at banking, you look at financial services, it's a big elephant. And you can't solve it. You cannot eat an elephant at once, like they say. You've got to then cut it into the bits and the pieces. And that's what you are seeing some of the new entrants do, cutting these elephants into the bits and the pieces, taking the bits that they can, chew per time, addressing that, solving the problem in that space, whether that's payment, whether that's lending. And we, as a technology provider, we are enabling building technology infrastructures and platforms that can enable the innovators to innovate on top of what we're building.
That's really impressive. So in the next few years, what do you think is going to happen to the ecosystem right now?
This is all about being futuristic, right? Thinking about what could happen. I see a situation where we'll have unicorns, more and more unicorns emerge, which is good for the industry at large, is good for competition, but also good for the economy, because you have a situation where new businesses will open up, more jobs will be created, and innovation is going to definitely disrupt some things. That's what innovation do. But the idea is that when this innovation comes, not only do they disrupt, they also create opportunities. So if you look at artificial intelligence, for example, there's a fear of whether it's going to replace or it's going to augment. Well, I think I belong to the camp of people that think it will augment. And even where it replaces, it's also going to create new jobs. All right. So the opportunities are endless, and we see a Ghana Fintech ecosystem in the next 5-10 years where all of these things come to life.
All right, thank you very much. This is the co-founder of Bazara. It's been a pleasure talking to you. And when we are done with all of this, I'd like to come and listen to you talk about all of that. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much for having me.
Thank you so much. Okay, so before we wrap up, can you tell us your social media handles so that our followers can also get in touch with you?
We are at Bazara Tech on all social media platforms. We engage very much on LinkedIn, I believe. So we can be found on LinkedIn, and I think we are on other platforms like X as well. I'm Tunji Odumuboni, CPTO and co-founder at Bazara.
All right, thank you very much. You heard him. So you find Bazara on all social media handles, on X, on LinkedIn, and on Instagram. And they are more active on LinkedIn. All right, thank you very much, boss.
Thank you.
It was nice talking to you.
Thank you.
All right.